we want to be good for everyone. Be it the heart surgery the little kid had here, which is beyond any doubt, be it a water drill, be it a slum in Brazil, be it whatever challenges we Rotarians face every day in our effort to do good in the world, we try to serve a lot of needs, which is fine, but then we cannot complain that we don't have the recognition we deserve because we don't have focus. So there are some programs that we have to focus. Does anybody here know Greenpeace? What's Greenpeace known for? Save the whale, save the Bengal tiger, save the panda bear, save the polar bear, whatever. Focus. They are known as environmentalists. I don't think that any Rotarian would be willing to do what they do, go out on a ship and painting the hull of the ship because it's supposedly carrying something toxic. We don't go that far. It's not our position in society to do that. But it's obvious that they attract a lot of media without too much effort. While we do our, decimate our work day by day, case by case, doing good in the world and not getting perhaps enough recognition. A thought that I would like to leave with you in this first address. The difference is that Greenpeace can be a gift to the environment. However, we Rotarians can be a gift to the little kid who had a heart surgery, to the poor mother in Ethiopia who doesn't have food for her children. We want to be the scholar who didn't have money to attend Harvard, and we provided the scholarship. We can be good not only to the environment, we can be a gift to people. And being a gift to people, we are a gift to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for nice information and also advice to us. I think, friends, we are all taking care of everything except women in Rotary is one concern, especially for 3190. I think our team is working out, and presidents are also thinking on that to make it happen and where we can take it forward in a big way. I think every year Rotary, 1st July, the team changes, leader changes. But in 3190, one person holding the portfolio permanently. That is our conference advisor, Vedavyas, past President Vedavyas. Everybody wants him to be the conference advisor. He is here with us. He wants to say something. Let us see what is that.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Respected Rotary International representative, Rotarian Maria Caesar, and our own district governor, my very good friend Nagesh, and First Lady Uma, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I am very happy to introduce our district governor in Kannada. Flight Lieutenant Nagesh ಅವರ ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಲು ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದೆ. ತರುಣ, ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ನಿಷ್ಠೆ, ದಕ್ಷೆ, ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಥಮ ನಾಯಕ, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದ KP ನಾಗೇಶ್. ಇವರು ಕೃಷಿ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದವರು. 2015-16 ರೋಟರಿಯ ಥೀಮ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ ಒಂದು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್. ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಪದವೀಧರ, ಪೈಲಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆಗುವ ಮುನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಾಗಿದ್ದವರು. 1996ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಯುನೀಕ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಎನ್ನುವ ಸ್ವಂತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಿದರು. ಈಗ ಇದೇ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ 10,000 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ನೀಡಿದೆ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವರ ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಹೈಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿ 3 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ತದನಂತರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಾಗಡಿ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿನ ಬಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಧ್ಯಮ ವರ್ಗದ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಬದುಕಿಗೆ ಆಶಾಕಿರಣ ಇವರ ಸೇಂಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಿನ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್. ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟಿನೆಂಟ್ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರು 100 ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಲ್, ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಲ್, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸೇವಾ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೈಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್, ಸರ್ ಎಂ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಗೂ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ರತ್ನ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್. ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಉಮಾ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಎನ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟ್, ಇವರ ಧರ್ಮಪತ್ನಿ. ಇವರಿಗೆ ಮದರ್ ತೆರೆಸಾ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದಿರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ. ಇವರಿಗೆ BE ಓದುತ್ತಿರುವ ಮಗ ತೇಜಸ್ ಗೌಡ ಹಾಗೂ 9ನೇ ತರಗತಿ ಓದುತ್ತಿರುವ ನಿಧಿ ಗೌಡ ಮಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನಕ್ಕೆ ಇವರನ್ನು ಪರಿಚಯಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೇದು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಚ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛವಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, 3190, as I mentioned in the morning, it is a happening district in all front. At the same time, the service activities is a real concern for us, especially on the community service, headed by a smart and young leader, my again classmate, I think my majority don't know, PS College Mandya, we are together. So PV Rai is really working hard and taking the district in a greater height. Over to PV Rai to tell his plans and program for this year.
Thank you, Governor. Dignitaries on the dais, guests, my dear Rotarians, aunts, aunts, and invitees. Good afternoon. Eldrigu namaskara. On behalf of the district community service team, I am pleased to present a brief report on the community service projects done so far and the plans for the rest of the year. We organized Intercity General Forum on Community Service in December 2015 at Adichunchanagiri, which was jointly hosted by Rotary Banishankari and Rotary Nagmangala. It was well received and over 1,200 Rotarians participated. Community service is one such avenue where all the clubs are actively engaged in, and the work of our district team is very minimal. Service projects are done by all the clubs. I will not be able to cover all the projects done by each and every club in the limited time available. However, I will only highlight some major projects based on the information I could gather from the DAC-DB reports. General health checkup camps, dental checkup camps, cancer detection camps, diabetes checkup camps and awareness camps, eye checkup camps, support for dialysis, and several such projects are happening daily in our district. We have touched lives of several lakhs of needy persons in our district. Over 40,000 units of blood collected in a number of blood donation camps organized by several clubs and expected to cost 100,000 in this year. Over 2,000 cataract surgeries are done so far in the year by various clubs with the help of supporting hospitals. Our OP Kannaji gave a presentation on pediatric heart surgeries. 461 pediatric heart surgeries are conducted so far in partnership with Needy Heart Foundation and Have a Heart and the supporting hospitals. And our DG has set a big target of 1,000 for the year. Under Kamadhenu project, 10 cows have been donated to support the needy rural women, and another 25 more will benefit from this project. Under the dictionary project, over 5,000 Kannada to English dictionaries have been distributed to Kannada medium schools, students rather, and total target is around 50,000. Under the TEACH program, we have set up 240 e-learning centers, 16 happy schools, 5 adult education centers, 465 children are sent back to school under Asha Kirana. Under the Women Empowerment Program, focus has been on sanitation and hygiene, women's safety, girl-child abuse, and skill development. Several awareness and training programs have been organized. Major projects of the clubs include Jaipur Mega Limb Camp, organized by Rotary Pina, benefiting over 2,000 needy persons. Senior Citizens Home by Rotary Orchard, set up by Rotary Orchards. Toilet blocks, toilets in a backward community colony in a village in Malur by Northwest. And in another village, 100 toilets in Sante Maranhalli near Huskote by South. Artificial Limb Center by Rotary Sadashinagar. Eye Hospital in Kolar by Rotary Indiranagar. And the list goes on. Under the district driven projects, we plan to distribute 3,000 solar lamps to students of government schools under Vidya Deepa project. Support 100 hostels by providing solar lighting systems. Provide 2,000 solar lamps to rural homes under Nirantara Jyoti. Set up 20 plus reverse osmosis RO plants under safe drinking projects. Avoidable Blindness Committee, headed by Rotarian Ravi Kumar of Koramangala, is planning to set up 4 high checkup kiosks, first time in our district, in the rural areas, jointly with Rotary Koramangala, Rotary RMV, Rotary Vijayanagar, and Rotary E-Club, which will help to screen about 25,000 patients and support treatment of 5,000 patients for the cataract, glaucoma, and other problems every year. I congratulate all presidents and the club community service directors for the need-based community service projects done and reaching out to the less privileged. Let us continue this journey of service and be a gift to the world. I thank our Deputy Director Rotary Jitendra Mali and all the committee members, and chairmen for their support. Special thanks to my mentor, Rotarian Nagesh Sima, for his guidance and support. Can you all raise and get recognized, please? Thank you all. Please raise. Simaji. Thank you.
Thank you, Director P.V. Rai. I think you're doing a good job with your team. We're expecting a lot to conclude the year and the world-class mark. Well, friends, just in this week, we all celebrated our 26th January, where the government has declared a lot of Padma Awards. We felt it's very bad looking at, felt very good looking at each achievers, like especially sports and from the defense, and also the great achievers. Today we are very lucky, we are having one among the Padma Award winner with us as a chief guest today to address us and motivate us on the management side. That is Mrutyunjaya Athreyaji with us. May I request DC Secretary Fazal Mohammed to introduce and let us know more about this great achiever, and later on listen to him and learn a lot.
A very good afternoon to the dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, friends in Rotary, friends of Rotary, ladies and gentlemen. I am humbled to introduce a great luminary, Padma Bhushan Dr. Mrityunjay Athreya, to this august gathering. Dr. Athreya has been the founder and pioneer in Indian management education. He joined the faculty of the Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata, as early as 1967. The IIM Kolkata, along with IIM Ahmedabad, was one of the 2 first institutes of management set up by the Government of India in the year 1962. He was one of the outstanding members of the IIM faculty, much sought after by public and private enterprises as a trainer and consultant. By the decade of the 1980s, his name became synonymous with management in India. He has been an icon of management to several generations of Indian managers, management teachers, trainers, consultants, and students in several sectors. Dr. Athreya chose management as his life mission early in his academic career. He returned from the US in 1967 with a doctorate in business administration from the world leader, the Harvard Business School, Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Thus, he had the benefit of two best management schools in the US. He brought this intellectual capital immediately to India. Dr. Atreya is also a qualified cost accountant with All India first rank and gold medals in both the intermediate and final examinations of the Institute of Cost Accountants. Dr. Atreya has served on many government policy committees. The best known is the 1991 Atreya Committee on Indian Telecom Restructuring. Over the years, the committee's recommendations have been implemented, leading to a cell phone-based revolution in rural-urban connectivity and applications in entertainment, health, shopping, travel, etc., and many more other sectors. It has been the most successful reform of any infrastructure sector of the Indian economy. While he was a young professor at IIM Kolkata, Dr. Atreya was invited by Dr. Karan Singh, the then Civil Aviation Minister, to be on the committee to restructure Indian Airlines in 1971, along with Dr. Vijay Kelkar and others. He was a member of the committee to restructure state enterprises of Jammu and Kashmir state government in 1972. He has been on several other committees, including coal, civil aviation, and civilian nuclear power. He was for 2 terms member of the RBI committee for selection of top executives in public sector banks, along with Dr. C. Rangarajan, Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Dr. YVR Reddy, and others. Many MNCs and PCUs embarked on strategic planning under Dr. Atreya's guidance. Dr. Atreya has also contributed to NGO sector. He brought modern management ideas with suitable adaptations to the non-profit sector. He was founder president of Sampradhan, the Indian Center of Philanthropy, whose mission is to recreate a caring and sharing society through good giving. He has been a speaker in many NGO conferences concerned with inclusive development, health, forestry, disabled, senior citizens, and other vulnerable sections. Dr. Atreya has been an anchor resource person for several All India knowledge-based professional organizations. He was honored as the Icon of the Year Award by Cost Accountants of India in February 2014. In the year 2013, he was given the Lifetime Contribution Award by Dr. Shashi Tharoor, HRD Minister, Government of India, on behalf of Thinkers 50 India. Dr. Atreya has been a role model and a mentor for thousands of Indian managers, strategic planners, HRD professionals, and consultants in the corporate and social sectors. His achievements, distinctions, and his patriotic spirit to serve India, his Karma Bhumi, as he says, won him the honor of Padma Bhushan in the year February 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present before this august gathering Padma Bhushan Dr. Mrityunjay Atreya.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be with you this afternoon, and I am grateful to the organizing committee of this great district conference for inviting me. This came out of a talk I gave in Bangalore last February 2015, 3 months after the Prime Minister announced the Make in India mission, and Dr. Yoganand, one of your PDGs, was present there, and he has been instrumental in keeping track and making sure that I come here, and I'm delighted that I'm here. I've been greatly enjoying the session this morning, the efficiency, the order, the content with which you are doing, and I think there is so much good work going on, my talk really perhaps is not necessary. The Rotarians are already demonstrating great managerial action, implementation, execution skills. Nevertheless, the letter from Elizabeth on behalf of the organizing committee suggested a particular title. I have slightly reworded it, and there it is in front of you. There are 3 key words in the title. First is leadership, but leadership with 2 very special adjectives qualifying it, that is service leadership, not business leadership, not political leadership, not military leadership, not leadership based on authority, command of resources and so on. And second is transformational. Those of you who are familiar with management literature would know the difference between transactional leadership and transformational leadership. So I am therefore looking at these three dimensions of leadership, and the word suggested to me was skills for leadership, and I'm using a broader term, competences, of which skills is one dimension, as you will see later in the presentation. And I've tried to tailor make it for Rotarians. Management is a general model, and you can particularize it for any specific audience you are dealing with. And here is a domain of people who have done very well in business enterprises, or their own entrepreneurial ventures, or professions like law, medicine, who give their voluntary time and intellect, creativity, aesthetics to service. And in that context, this is focused on Rotarians. That's about me. Already the introduction has been quite long. Umang Tarang, I particularly appreciate the title Umang Tarang, and I hope you have explained it to our foreign delegates, Cesar and the others here, what that means. It is the upswing of hopes. And this is the contents of my presentation, just 5 frames within the 30 minutes that's available to us. And this being a very large conference, there may not be time for questions and answers, and may not be feasible as well. Whereas in the Bangalore address, I had an audience of about 40, and we could have an intimate, the question answer time was longer than the presentation time. So first, I was personally very impressed by the Rotary theme for 2015. I'd like to dwell a little bit on that, my understanding as an amateur and non-Rotarian, a student of societal affairs, but compliment the President, Raviji, on coining this theme. Second is to look at what do leadership competences consist of, and there are 4 key parameters that I'm mentioning in that frame. And the third is to look at what is unique about service leadership as distinct from other kinds of leadership. Fourth one is how can it be transformational, sustained, enduring, long-term change, which shifts the paradigm of the target service community that you are looking at. And finally, in my own way, as a management consultant, I have not done any talk anywhere in the country or abroad without the last slide on action plan. Management is all about action at the end of the day, and you may already be doing some of it, but I'm suggesting a calendar for 2016 if you want to pursue this set of competences seriously. So let's take the 2015-16 theme. Be a gift to the world is a Rotary International theme for the year that rhymes very well with the statement that we all in India know very well, and his followers around the world who are now concerned with peace, terrorism, climate change issues. They go back to Gandhi as an icon. In an Economist poll of the greatest human beings of the 20th century, Gandhi and Einstein came up as the top 2 names. And his statement was, be the change you want the world to be. All human beings want change in the world, and they're waiting and hoping and complaining that it's not happening. The only way it will happen is that you become a change agent yourself. And everyone does that, the world will change presto right in front of us. We hear a great deal about CSR, corporate social responsibility, and I think India may be a unique country where it has now been legislated that corporates above a certain level of turnover or investment have to set aside minimum 2% of profits for corporate social responsibility. That is created last year a budget of 50,000 crores of CSR in the country. That is one side, but I think if 1.2 billion people, and out of that at least the 200 million relatively more educated, intellectual, professional elite of our community can take personal social responsibility. And I think the Rotary is one organization which is a model of PSR. From the president down to the newest member, you are daily demonstrating personal social responsibility. And the world as our stakeholder, I think for many people, the concept of stakeholder life is stops at a very self-centered level, me, mine, my life. Even the family is to some extent neglected. The amount of money that may go into tobacco, drinking, the racing, gambling. This is a problem now in the lower income groups. But the stakeholder has to go beyond the family to at least the village, the community, and in the case of Rotary, it is the world. Cesar from Sao Paulo, why he has to travel 16 hours or more to be with us, it is his personal responsibility along with Rotary's organizational social responsibility. And if you are a gift to the world will appreciate you with great gratitude. So the gift to the world, we can contrast it by saying, don't be a burden on the world. Some of you may remember in the Indian culture, the grandparents at some point start saying, why don't I go? God take me away. I am a burden on this earth. And it's a beautiful statement. What they're saying is that I am consuming more resources of this family than I am contributing. Therefore, it's time for me to go. Some of you may have seen a recent bestseller from Atul Gawande of the Harvard Medical School, who is talking about this, confronting the issue of one's contribution versus one's cost. And I think all of us need to give back to the world. We also have in the Indian culture the concept of Rini Bhava, indebtedness. You come into the world not as a creditor, but as a debtor, owing a lot to your parents, the ancestors, the teachers, the community, and therefore when you are well-to-do in life, 25 plus, it is time to give back. Yeah, so let's look at leadership competences. In management, there is a model known as CASH, the right word with a slightly different spelling, K-A-S-H, CASH, and there are 4 dimensions, and they are in increasing order of difficulty. The easiest to acquire is intellectual knowledge. So as Rotarians, if you want to do something in the dialysis area, heart surgery, water, sanitation, and so on, one can learn the science behind that particular action. So knowledge of the domain, the people, the activity is essential, but it is not enough. The single biggest problem that human beings face in interaction, in communication, in working with a team, in working with insider-outsider relationships are attitudes. So the attitudes and underlying values need to be cultivated. So now it is well recognized that the EQ is more critical than the IQ. The emotional quotient is more important than the intellectual quotient. And I think in the Indian culture, we are particularly good at preparing for examinations and performing very well and getting very high marks, but not necessarily being effective human beings and professionals in work life. The third is even more difficult than the attitude, the skill to serve. In the height of the Cultural Revolution in China, among his many other dangerous statements, Mao made one very perceptive statement that intellectuals can be defined as people with knowledge but no skills. And then he sent the intellectuals from the universities to the farms and factories to pick up some skills. And it helped. And I think the concept of basic education of Mahatma Gandhi, Rajaji, and now being revived in the Skill India campaign of the present government is the importance of skills of various kinds. In particular, in the Rotary context, it is a skill to serve, which is very important. Service delivery. Service delivery of a non-priced service. Priced service delivery is relatively easier because the customer is buying some value, has the ability to pay, therefore he will demand, evaluate. But the non-priced service delivery is a nobler act and has to be done much more efficiently. And finally, bringing all of this down into habits is very important. One of the reasons why after the Second World War, countries like Germany and Japan came back up, because their physical assets were destroyed, but the people and their habits of punctuality, thoroughness, order, discipline, rigor, that kept up, and they could rebuild from the ashes. And so our own concepts like Nitya Karma, the daily routine, yoga, jalneti, meditation, periodic exercise, all these are to build a set of habits into the person. And with young Rotarians and Rotaracts, one point to keep in mind is that a vacuum is very dangerous. A human vacuum is likely to be filled more by bad habits than by good habits. The dilemma for our intelligence is that bad habits are easy to pick up, more enjoyable initially, and good habits are easier to give up because they're a bit of a nuisance to start with. But as the Bhagavad Gita says, the longer you stay with good habits, they are more like Amrit, nectar, sweet, enjoyable. So there are these 4 competences: knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. So some concepts from the management literature. Excellent leaders, I think Mario mentioned some of these points. They need to be problem solvers, thinkers, innovative. Rotary needs to rethink its internal culture, its slogans. It was fascinating listening to him. It reminded me of many multinational conferences, including GE, that I have attended, where from time to time they have to rethink. I was a consultant to Siemens for 3 years in Germany, and the consultancy began because the Siemens chairman became aware that Siemens is a technically excellent company, but a commercially very poor culture. And it was in danger of being taken over by GE or ABB at that time. So they had to make a significant change. In addition to technical brilliance, add a commercial cost-benefit perspective, bottom line to be added to that. They have to, of course, in Rotary, there is a very high level of integrity. I have not heard of a single case of embezzlement of funds. There is no need for a vigilance officer or auditor in your case. And you also follow many of the practices of coaches, mentors, and so on. There is result orientation, judgment of various kinds. These are all part of the leadership skills, and we have to now direct them to the service sector. So what is unique about service leadership? First of all, it is service, the work done from